Have you ever truly wondered what it means to be a good person? Is being good simply about following rules? Is it about helping others? Or is there something deeper? From ancient times to today, this question has puzzled philosophers, sages, and even us in our daily lives. If a friend asks for a favor, but you're exhausted, what's the right thing to do? If you witness an injustice, should you intervene, even if it puts you at risk? If helping someone means sacrificing your own happiness, does it still count as kindness? The truth is, the answer depends on where you look. In the West, ethics is often linked to personal growth and the pursuit of excellence. Take Aristotle, for example. He believed that goodness comes from practicing virtues like courage, justice, and temperance. To be good, you must strive to become the best version of yourself. But in the East, morality takes on a different meaning. Buddhism teaches that true kindness lies in unconditional compassion, letting go of the ego and alleviating the suffering of others. For Eastern masters, being good isn't about self-improvement. It's about dissolving the idea of a separate self altogether. So, which perspective makes more sense to you? Should we pursue personal excellence, or should we devote ourselves to the well-being of others? In this video, we'll dive into these two philosophies and try to answer this profound question. After all, what does it really mean to be a good person? Before we continue, drop a comment below. What do you think truly makes someone good? Imagine you want to become a better person. You read books, take courses, seek advice. But in the end, what does it truly mean to be good? For Aristotle, being a good person isn't just about following rules or acting on impulse. True goodness comes from the constant practice of virtue until it becomes a part of who we are. He called this eudaimonia, a Greek term that roughly translates to flourishing or living a full life. But be careful. This happiness isn't about instant pleasure, money, or fame. For Aristotle, true happiness comes from becoming the best version of yourself. The path to virtue, courage, justice, prudence, and temperance. But how do we get there? The answer lies in the practice of virtues. Aristotle identified 4 key virtues: courage, acting despite fear without being reckless; justice, giving everyone what they deserve without selfishness; prudence, making wise decisions without impulsivity; temperance, balancing desires and needs without excess; the golden mean, finding balance. One of Aristotle's most famous ideas is the golden mean, mesotes. Think of someone who avoids all risks. That person is a coward, but someone who takes reckless risks is foolish. True courage lies in the middle ground, facing challenges without unnecessary danger, and this applies to all virtues. Generosity isn't about giving everything away and harming yourself, but it also isn't about being selfish. Discipline isn't about being overly rigid, but it also isn't about being careless. Virtue as habit. You are what you repeatedly do. Here's the real secret. Being good isn't a personality trait, it's a habit. You don't become honest just because you value honesty. You become honest by practicing honesty every single day. Think of an athlete. They aren't born strong, disciplined, or talented. They train, they fail, they learn, and they improve. Being virtuous works the same way. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Aristotle once said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. And this habit isn't built alone. You are the average of the people around you. For Aristotle, no one becomes good in isolation. Friendship and community are essential to developing character. Think about your social circle. Do the people around you influence you for the better or for the worse? Have you ever noticed that when you're around disciplined people, you naturally push yourself harder? Or that when you're surrounded by negativity, you start absorbing that energy Aristotelian philosophy teaches us that if we want to improve, we need to surround ourselves with good examples. Take a young professional at the start of their career. They have two choices: take shortcuts, do the bare minimum, ignore ethics, and chase quick success, or follow the path of virtue, working with responsibility, helping colleagues, continuously learning, and developing leadership. If they choose the second path, over time, they will become trustworthy, respected, and highly skilled, and not because they followed strict rules, but because they built a virtuous character. For Aristotle, being good isn't a gift. It doesn't happen by chance. It's a daily effort, a training of the soul. If you could eliminate all the suffering in the world, would you do it? Even if it meant letting go of your ego, your desire for recognition, and even the idea that you are a separate individual from others. In the West, we often associate morality with personal effort and discipline. But in Buddhism, kindness isn't a rational construct. It comes from recognizing that all beings are connected and share the same suffering. The root of suffering and compassion as the answer. Buddha taught that existence is marked by suffering, dukkha. From the moment we are born, we experience loss, frustration, and pain. But what truly causes suffering isn't the external events themselves. It's our attachment to our possessions, emotions, and most of all, to the idea that we are a separate self from the rest of the world. Buddhism invites us to shift this perspective. If all beings suffer, and if there is no fixed independent self, then true kindness isn't about seeking personal excellence. It's about relieving the suffering of others as if it were our own. This is the essence of compassion, karuna. Not just a simple act of kindness, but a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all things. The Bodhisattva's path, kindness beyond the self. In Mahayana Buddhism, there is the figure of the Bodhisattva, someone who could reach enlightenment and free themselves from the cycle of suffering, but chooses to stay behind to help others. While Aristotle believed we should seek a golden mean between extremes, Buddhism teaches that true morality arises when we completely transcend the ideas of gain and loss, merit and guilt. In other words, being good isn't an effort. It is a natural state that emerges when we let go of attachment to the ego. As Master Dogen once said, to forget the self is to become one with all things. This means that kindness isn't something we choose to do. It happens when we stop seeing ourselves as separate from the world. Imagine a volunteer doctor working in a war zone. He spends days and nights treating the wounded, without asking who they are, where they come from, or whether they deserve to be saved. He doesn't do it for recognition. He doesn't do it because it's the right thing to do. He simply acts because he understands that their suffering is no different from his own. The Bodhisattva ideal: to act with compassion without expecting anything in return. Because in the end, there is no separation between self and others. Can you let go of the self? While Aristotle taught that virtue is built through habit and discipline, Buddhism teaches that it arises naturally when we stop seeing ourselves as the center of existence. And what about you? Do you think it's possible to live without expecting anything in return? Or do you believe that, even in our most selfless acts, there is always a trace of ego? What if you had to choose between two paths? The first, pursue excellence, refine your skills, become a model of virtue and rationality, inspiring others through your own growth. The second, let go of your ego, abandon the desire for recognition, dedicate yourself to relieving the suffering of others, expecting nothing in return. Would it be better to live like Aristotle, improving yourself through reason and habit, or to follow the Buddhist ideal, dissolving yourself into universal compassion? This question has no simple answer, but by comparing these two perspectives, we can begin to understand where true goodness really lies. The conflict between reason and compassion. Aristotle's perspective offers us personal excellence, morality, as a process of individual growth. Goodness comes from the constant practice of virtues like courage and justice. The ultimate goal is eudaimonia, a state of fulfillment through character development. Buddhism, on the other hand, offers us compassion beyond the self. Morality is not a rational effort. It is a natural state of compassion. The focus is not on self-improvement, but on relieving collective suffering. The ultimate goal is nirvana, the liberation from ego and the illusion of self. If Aristotle teaches us to seek balance and excellence, Buddhism teaches us to let go of the self entirely. Is there selfishness in the pursuit of virtue? Here's a dilemma. Could the pursuit of personal excellence actually be a form of selfishness? After all, aren't we improving ourselves for our own fulfillment? On the other hand, could Buddhist compassion be too naive? What if helping others without discernment only perpetuates a system that continues to create suffering? This leads to another question. Should we help others even when it isn't the most rational choice? Philosopher Peter Singer argues that true morality isn't just about helping, it's about helping in the most effective way possible, a concept known as effective altruism. This means that acting purely out of compassion might not always be the best choice. If we donate all our money to a cause without evaluating whether it actually helps, we might be wasting resources that could save more lives elsewhere. Logic versus compassion. Which matters more? Imagine two career paths. You become an inspiring leader. You work hard, develop your skills, and become a respected figure in your field. Your influence encourages others to grow and succeed as well. Or you become a humanitarian activist. You abandon personal success and dedicate yourself entirely to helping those in need, expecting nothing in return. Which choice is more moral? The one that inspires others through example, or the one that sacrifices personal growth to ease immediate suffering? Maybe true goodness lies in finding a balance between the two. Personal excellence without empathy can become cold and calculated, but compassion without wisdom can be ineffective or even harmful. Is there a right answer? What if the true answer isn't found in either path, but in the conflict between them? On one side, Aristotle tells us, virtue is built through habit. You become good by acting good. On the other, Buddhism whispers, goodness happens when you let go of the self. There is nothing to build, only to realize. But what if we're asking the wrong question? Maybe the real question isn't what it means to be a good person, but whether we can truly be good in a world that tests us at every moment. Think about it. How often do you find yourself torn between doing what's right and doing what's easy? Between thinking of yourself and thinking of others? The modern world demands efficiency, success, and self-control, but it also expects empathy, generosity, and sacrifice. What happens when these forces collide? Goodness lies in the struggle. Maybe goodness isn't a destination, but a constant battle between reason and compassion, between strength and vulnerability, between growth and service. Think about some of history's greatest figures: Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King Jr., Mother Teresa, Socrates, Gandhi. What did they all have in common? They were both virtuous and compassionate. They were strategic, yet deeply self-sacrificing. They inspired others through action, but never lost their sensitivity to human suffering. So maybe the real answer isn't choosing between Aristotle and Buddhism. Maybe being a good person means living in this unstable balance, without easy answers. And you? Now, I ask you, what has been your biggest challenge? Do you feel like you lean more toward reason or compassion? Do you believe we can truly balance both? Or do we always end up sacrificing one for the other? If this reflection resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going. And if this video made you think, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. See you in the next chapter of this journey.